methods. So here, system of equation or system of linear equation means like we have like two equation in two variable, and we have to solve this linear system of equation. You know how to solve it either using your Gauss-Seidel method and Gauss-Jordan method, Gauss-Jacobi method. But if you have non-linear system of equation, then how you deal this kind of this. So if you have this kind of system of equation like x square plus xy plus y square equal to 7 and x cube plus y cube plus 9 equals to 9. So you have to solve this system of equation, and this is non-linear in nature. So you cannot solve this with the help of your non methods. So either you know some method which can solve this by using analytical method, or you have to develop some iterative procedure to get some approximate root. So that is, we have to find those x and y such that if I substitute x equals to x naught and y equals to y naught, then I will get exactly 7 and 9. Then x naught, y naught are the exact solution. Or instead of x naught to y naught, I say that x equals to xi and y equals to neta if I substitute. So we develop the method for this. So here, this is our, and this can be generalized to if you have n equation in n variable, then you can generalize this method to n equation and n variable. So we will discuss here for two variable and two equations. And in the same way, it can be generalized to n equation and n variable. So let xi and neta be the roots of the equation number one. Equation number one means these two equations. Like if I substitute xi and neta for x equals to xi and y equals to neta, in the left hand side I will get 0. So suppose this is the root, and now I suppose let xk yk be the approximate root. Like if I substitute x equals to xk and y equals to yk, I will not get exactly 0, but near to 0, like 0.0001 something I will get. So I am assuming that this is like some suitable approximation to the root neta xi. So this is my approximation root, and this is my exact root zeta and 9, zeta and sorry, xi and neta. And then I assume that since I am saying that this is the approximation, so it means there is a difference between xi and xk, and that is the error, and that error I represent by delta xk. So if I add this delta xk or delete or minus this delta xk from xk, then I will get xi. And similarly in yk also, if I add delta y or minus word delta y, I will get neta. So I am supposing that delta x is the value. It may be negative or it may be positive, but adding this to xk will give me the xi. Similarly, delta y is the value. It may be negative delta y. Oh, sorry, delta y itself may be negative or positive. So yk plus delta y is neta. So if this is root and this is root of the equation number one, so it means they satisfy the equation number one, because now this is xi and this is neta. So I replace x equals to xk plus delta x and y equals to yk plus delta y. So here, now we use the Taylor series expansion. So now we expand the first function like this one. It's a function in two variable, and now I use Taylor series expansion about the point xk yk in two dimension. And this is the definition of Taylor series expansion in two dimension. Fxk yk delta x del over del x plus delta y del over del y, and then we operate this f of xk yk. Then 1 upon 2 factorial delta x del x over del x plus delta y del over del y raised to power 2 f of x. And like this, we have the two-dimensional Taylor series expansion of this function. So similarly, we expand this one also about the point xk yk, and we will get this is the two-dimensional Taylor series expansion of the g xky gxy, this one. So now, because this is the error delta x and delta y, and we are assuming that they are very small, like maybe delta x itself is like 10 raised to power minus 10. So its square, then it means 10 raised to power minus 20. So it means that delta x square term are more negligible as compared to delta x. Similarly, delta x into delta y term is also negligible as compared to delta x and delta y. So these term we neglect because they containing either delta x square, delta y square, or delta x into delta y, or higher degree, like further terms contain delta x cube also. So we are neglecting all the terms having higher second and higher degree in delta x and delta y. So now we have this one with us. So this is equation 3. Then, and it is obviously that you have already learned this partial derivatives thing. So in partial derivative case, we represent suffixes representing the partial differentiation. Like, because when this delta x is there and del over del x is there, so when this operator del over del x and this operand f of xk apply to this goes to this operator, then it means it's we have to do partial differentiation of this and calculate its value at the point xk. So first we did partial differentiation of two-dimensional function fxy with respect to x, and then we substitute the point xk yk. Similarly here, so this is partial differentiation f suffix x, f suffix y, partial differentiation with respect to y, partial differentiation with respect to x, and partial differentiation with respect to y again. So we have this one. The next step is like you assume this one is not there. This one is wrongly written here. Yeah, this thing. So you don't consider this one. So we'll consider from here, like this one. This equation 3 can be rewritten as this way. We have taken these two functions to the right of it, like minus of fxk yk and minus of g of xk yk, these two terms, and then we actually, now you can see these are the two equations in two variable, delta x delta y, and they are linear equations. You can see delta x is in one power, delta y in one power here also. So here we have two equation in two unknown, delta x and delta y. So we can solve this, like if I multiply the equation 1 by gy, because if I want to remove this term, so obviously these terms are look alike, just I have to multiply gy x k y k to this equation, and then f of y x k y k to this second equation, and then subtract. So I will get this term will cancel out and this term will remain. So here f of xk yk is there. So here you have the one notation like this, f of x. So it is like it is not simply f of x, it is f of x xk yk. It means we have partial differentiation of f with respect to x and its value at the point xk yk. So this and this thing are same. Then we have multiplied this to equation 1. So instead of writing full form like gy xk yk, we have written here gy. So here gy is not like simply gy, it's like gy at the point xk yk. Similarly, this now we have to multiply this fy to this second equation. So if we multiply this fy xk yk, so this is fy xk yk and gxyk already here, and then delta x is common and this term will cancel out when we subtract. Similarly, in the first equation we have multiplied gy, so gy xkyk and this f of xkyk as it is. Similarly, gxkyk, and we have multiplied fy xkyk. So this then we can write this delta x equals to like this f of x k y k. Now we have written these fy and gx g fx and this f and gy in their full notation, like because here we have f, so we have f here, f of x k y k, then gy is g x k y k minus g x k y k and fy x k yk. Since actually this one is plus, because we when do now this equation is minus from this, so this minus will become plus. So this is actually plus, not minus. So if this is plus and this outside is minus, so if we take this minus outside, so this inside plus become minus. So now it's correct. Here we have plus sign. So then we have this one in the right. In the left side, we have this one. So this actually we can write in terms of dk. So dk is this one. This one you can see here. This dk is actually you can say determinant or Jacobian. Generally, we use the term when we have two variable function of two variable. So we have this one, and then you can see that dk is gy xkyk f of x xkyk minus g of x xkyk and f of y xkyk. So you can see this term and these terms are same, and then we have taken this to the right side. We have 1 upon dk. So f of xkyk gy xkyk minus g xkyk fi yk. So we have obtained the value of the error, because we are saying that this delta x is the value error. So this error we have obtained in x. Similarly, now we substitute the value of this delta x, or what we do otherwise. Now we multiply this equation by gxkyk and equation this by f of xkyk, and then minus this part will cancel out and this part will remain with us. And after simplification, you have this kind of term delta y equals to this one, and dk remain the same. Gy xkyk f x xkyk minus gx xkyk fy xkyk. So you have obtained the error in the xk, and you have obtained the error in the yk. So now you correct these error. So earlier your approximation is xk, and then you have obtained this delta xk, but the error in xk, and this will give you the next approximation xk plus 1. Similarly, yk plus 1 is yk plus this delta y. So it, and then we again calculate the error in xk plus 1 and yk plus 1, and then the next step is like xk plus 1 xk plus 2 equals to xk plus 1 plus delta x. So we can write this all in terms of the matrix form also, like this is your equation. So this equation, if you see, this equation can be rewritten as in terms of matrix notation. This one. So here delta x and delta y are the unknown variables. So we create a matrix or column matrix containing first entry delta x and the second column and second row entry is delta y, and then this A matrix and this one is B matrix. So this equation we will write in terms of matrix form here. You can see here fxk yk fyk xk yk gx xk yk and gy xk yk. This is the A matrix, this is the variable matrix, and this is the B matrix that is on the right, this one. So we have this one. So we actually represent this by gk, this matrix by jk, and this matrix, this column matrix by delta xk, and this column matrix by f of xk yk. Their values are written here. That fxy, fxfy at the point xk yk, then delta x, and then f of xk means f of xk yk and f g of xk yk at the point xk yk. And then we know that if this part like if this is not its determinant is not 0, so then we can calculate delta xk yk. So like we write jk inverse matrix, we will write the inverse matrix of this, and this one already there, and this actually we are representing by this f of xk. So jk inverse into f of xk yk. And what is delta e? Delta x bar is this delta x upon delta x second entry delta y. So these are all matrix. So in matrix form also we can solve this as system of equation in the two variable delta x and delta y, where jk inverse is represented by this way because we have to calculate its inverse. And since it's a 2 by 2 matrix, so its inverse actually written in this form gy minus f of y, and this g minus g of x and f of x. So, and what is this dk? Dk is the determinant of this matrix. So this is the way we calculate. Like it's you have calculated the inverse of this matrix. We have one up. This dk is the determinant, and then you write this equation in the matrix form. Delta x bar is x delta y, then minus jk inverse into multiplied by this column matrix. Then we write this in terms of iterative procedure like xk plus 1 yk plus 1 xk yk delta x delta y. Obviously if I add this right side matrix, these two matrices, I will get xk plus delta x in the first row, and in the second row like yk plus delta y, and then xk plus 1 is equals to xk plus delta x, yk plus 1 equals to yk plus delta y. So we have written two equation in terms of the matrix equation. Now this value, this is the correction. This value we have obtained here. Delta x to delta y matrix is equals to this minus jk inverse fxkyk gxkyk. So we'll write like this: jk inverse f of xkyk g of xkyk. So this is our we can say this is our Newton-Raphson method for two-dimensional. So for two system, two nonlinear equations in two variable, and you can generalize it to n. If you have xk, yk, and zk also, so you have another variable here, and similarly you have three variable in three nonlinear equation in three variable. Similarly 4, and this can be generalized to n. And we also write this in terms of matrix equation here. Instead of writing small x, we generally write a capital X. Now this capital xk plus 1 means this matrix. Capital xk means this matrix, and this f of xk means this matrix, and jk inverse is the same that earlier. Sometimes we substitute the jk inverse value also, like this value we substitute here, and then we say it's a Newton-Raphson method. Why we have written this in this form? Because like it's like if you remember the Newton-Raphson method, in one variable it is like x n plus 1 equals to xn minus f of xn. So this can you interpret as a f of xn and divided by f dash of xn, and then this one is actually giving you the f dash of xn in two random variables. So this is our Newton-Raphson method in two variables. So now we solve one problem. So perform the iteration of Newton-Raphson method to solve this system of equation. So you have this equation. So here these are the initial guess is given to you, like x naught equals to 1.5 or y naught equals to 0.5. So you have to first identify what is f of xy. If you remember this method development procedure, f of xy is equals to 0. So what we do, we take everything to the one side. So if we take everything to the left side, like x square plus xy plus y square minus 7 equals to 0, it will become our f of xy. Similarly, x cube plus y cube minus 9 is g of xy. Then we have to calculate jk matrix. So jk matrix is like f of x xk yk, f of y xk yk, g of x xk yk, and g of y xk yk, and they are all partial differential equation. Jovian of the function f and g with respect to two variable x and y, and then evaluated at the point xk yk. So first we have to calculate partial derivative. So this is f of xy. If you differentiate this with respect to x, what you will get? If you differentiate this with respect to x, you will get like 2x plus y. If I this is the partial differentiation of f of xy with respect to x, and then I have to put x equals to xk and yk. I will get this first entry. Similarly, I have to differentiate this partially with respect to y. So if I differentiate partially with respect to y, I will get 2y plus x. So and then I have to evaluate the value at the point xk yk. So xk plus 2yk. Similarly, we calculate the partial derivative of the g function also. So the partial derivative of g is like 3x square with respect to x, and then I have to calculate at the point xk, 3xk square. Similarly, partial derivative of g with respect to y is 3y square, and then you have to calculate at the point xk yk, that is 3yk square. So this is your jk matrix. Then you have to calculate its inverse, because jk inverse is required our Newton-Raphson method. So to calculate the inverse, first I have to calculate the determinant. So determinant, you know how to calculate this, multiply this, minus this, multiply this, and you will get this as an expression. Because if you multiply this to this, you will get like 3xky square plus 3y cube. Then you multiply this to this, minus 3xk cube, 6xk square. And then you have to calculate coefficient, like this can be in 2k random 2 by 2 matrix. This can be transformed here, and they are with their negative signs, and this transformed here, adjoint matrix you can say. So I know you know that how to calculate this inverse of a 2 by 2 or n by n matrix. So you have calculated this. Now you write your Newton Raphson method for two random variables. Sorry, for two nonlinear equation in two variables. So xk yk is our next better approximation. Xk yk our previous. Dk is this one, determinant of the matrix jk. So this is dk, and then this is this one. And what is this actually? This is our fxk. Is actually wrongly written here, this one also. Here we have to write in terms of xk yk. So this is like xk square plus xk yk plus yk square minus 7 and x cube xk cube plus yk cube minus 9, because we have to evaluate all these value at the point xk yk. You can see this this is capital F now. I have to evaluate the function f and g at the point xk yk. So this is f and this is g, so I have to calculate at the point. So the suffixes are missing, but we have to calculate at xk yk. So you can see like when I substitute k equals to 0, in the left hand side it becomes x naught y naught. In the left hand side it becomes x1 y1. So the next approximation, here it is x naught y naught. X naught in the question given it is 0 1.5 and y naught is 0.5. So you substitute there. Dk is this one. So in this dk, if you substitute x naught and y naught, so x naught is 1.5, y naught is 0.5 raised to power 2 plus 3, 0.5 raised to power 3 minus like this. So we have evaluated this dk at the point x naught y naught. Now the value of this matrix at the point x naught y naught. So wherever xk yk we have substituted, and now the function values at the point x naught y naught. So x naught square plus xy 0.5 plus 0.5 square minus 7 like this. And after like simplification and matrix multiplication, you will get the value of x1 y1. So like these are the value of x1 y1. So like this is the problem we are solving with respect with initial guesses x naught and y naught. This is our Newton method. Xk plus 1 xk jk inverse f of xk. Jk is the Jacobian matrix, so we have to calculate partial derivative of f with respect to x and y. This is the, and then we have to evaluate with at the point xk yk. Then xk is this matrix, and f of xk is evaluation of the function small f and g at the point xk yk. So this is the partial derivatives of this 2x at the point xk. Similarly, partial derivative of g at with respect to x at the point xk. So we will get this one. This is our gk. Jk we have already calculated this. Then we have calculated a dk. Dk is the determinant of this matrix. So determinant is this one after simplification this. And then this is our Newton Ramsey method for solving a non-linear system of equations. So this is, we have written x1 means at x1 y1, x naught initial guesses. J naught inverse means I have to substitute or substitute k equal to 0 wherever k is there in jk, and then we will get this dk is this one and this part is here. Similarly, this f is this one, and then substituting all this value 0.5 and 1.5 and 0.5 for x equals to 1.5 and y equals to 0.5. I will get this as the f of this matrix, this, and then multiplication simplification, you will get x1 y1. So these are the next better approximation of the root. Now we apply the second iteration x2. So x2 means x1 j1 inverse f x1 y1, because now k is 1. So x2 means here x2 y2, x1 means this is x1 and this is y1, second entry. Then I have to again calculate this dk at these 2 points. So dk at this is our dk. Now I substitute x1 y1 and x1 y1 are these values are substituted. You will get this one as a dk. Similarly, this matrix also, and I have to calculate f small f and if small g value at the new point x1 y1. So these are the value of f of x1 y1 and this is the value of g x1 y1. After simplification you will get the second approximation. Then similarly third x3, this one. Now this is x2 y2, so this is x2 y2, you can see. And then j2 inverse, it means I have to calculate determinant at the new point x2 y2, then this matrix at the new point x2 y2, and the value of the function f and g at the new point x2 y2, and then this will get x3 y3, similarly x4 y4. So after simplification you are getting this as a solution. So you can see that x4 and x5 are coming same. So you will stop because no further improvement is there, because this part is becoming 0. So these are the solution of the our given nonlinear equations. Like if you substitute x equals to 2 and y equals to 2 and y equals to 1. So x equals to 2 and y equals to 1. If you substitute here x equals to 1 and y equals to 2. So 2 raised to power 2, 4 plus 2 plus 1, 7 minus 7 is 0. Similarly, 2 raised to power 3 is 8 and 1 raised to power 3 is 1. So 9 minus 9 is 0. So in this question, you are getting this kind of thing like after 5 iteration, your fourth and fifth iteration are matching and no further improvement is going on. You have stopped. But it in general, it will not happen like 4 and fifth iteration are same. So we will give some criteria like if xk plus 1 minus xk absolute is less than 10 raised to power minus 1 minus 2, something whatever is suitable to your problem, we will restrict and we stop there. Like if for k equal to 3 it is true, like x4 minus x3 is less than 10 raised to power minus 3. Similarly, yk minus y4 minus y3 is also less than 10 raised to power minus 3. Then we stop. So there's such an stopping criteria is also provided to you in examination or somewhere whenever this kind of question asked. So you have to stop there because it's not like that you are performing. Here it is coming, but in general it's not coming like that. So now I think today I discuss with that much. If you have anything you can ask, otherwise I will take attendance. One,
Present, sir.
two,
Present, sir.
three, four, 5,